Hi, my name is Kristen Stewart, and today I'm going to be talking to you about vaccinations. Okay, so imagine you're a parent and your child goes to a public school where other children are not required to be vaccinated. So your child ends up with measles and is bedridden. How do you feel towards that parent? Do you feel that it changed your life drastically just because they made a decision not to vaccinate their children? I'm going to talk to you about some of the laws that are in place for vaccinations. So in Alabama, we have a required law that in all public schools and daycares, we have to have vaccinations for our children, and we have to have proof of those vaccinations. But at the same time, we have exemptions for those vaccinations. We have religious exemptions, medical exemptions, and we also have a physiological exemption for vaccinations. So if you have a religious exemption or you go to the doctor and you say, hey, I don't want to vaccinate my child, then they can write you out an exemption form, and it can cause chaos if that child ever contracts measles or mumps or the rubella virus or rotavirus or anything. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons for vaccinations. Okay, so the main points that people are saying about cons on vaccinations are that they cause fatal side effects. And that has not been proven by the CDC. The CDC lists different side effects for these, but there's usually nausea or headache or insensitivity to the vaccination. And once they've had their first couple of vaccinations, then they can tell if it's an allergic reaction or something that is very serious. So they can stop giving it to them or give them a different kind of vaccination or dilute the vaccination or do something to try to make it work for the child. That way he's not putting anybody else in danger. Okay, and then some people believe that the government shouldn't control everything and that they shouldn't control the right to not have to vaccinate your children. So those are the two main points that others that don't agree with vaccinations are throwing out there. So how do we know that vaccinations save people's lives, and mostly children's lives? So vaccinations protect against the herd. And if you've never heard of the herd, it's herd immunity and it's community immunity. So what this does is we get a bunch of people vaccinated and a bunch of children vaccinated so that we make a sterile environment for those that can't be vaccinated, not people taking chemotherapy or children that their immune systems are down or anything like autoimmune diseases. And they take the population that is vaccinated and it protects those that are going through chemotherapy and everything. So we pretty much say, okay, if you're healthy, you have to be vaccinated. And that not only helps you out in the long run, but it also helps out all those people that are not able to be vaccinated. So the immune compromised or undergoing chemotherapy or any of those other people, they rely on this to prevent them from contracting any kind of other diseases. Okay, and then vaccinations also save children and parents valuable time and money and protect our future generations as well. So the vaccinations cost less time and money because not only are you getting your child vaccinated at birth and saving all the time of hospital visits and off work to have to care for your sick child. They could be on long-term disability, and you wouldn't. I mean, there's just so many different things that could happen. Like, and especially with the flu virus, it's the most common one. And for the flu virus in a 5-year-old, they're in the hospital for at least 8 days. So if you add all of that up, the cost of it is an average of 11 to 73 hours of wages for the parents, and then about $300 to $4,000 in medical expenses, roughly. So children with the rotavirus can be contagious for 30 days. Could you imagine? Vaccinated mothers protect their unborn children from these, diseases and everything, and birth defects. And I mean, there's so much that can happen if you've not been vaccinated, as far as if you have a child and you're not protected. Let's see. In 1969, a global rubella, which is a German measles outbreak caused deaths of 11,000 babies. It's 11,000 people that died because of measles that could have been prevented if you would have got your child vaccinated, the mother of the child vaccinated. So throughout my speech, I've kind of talked to you about a small amount of information about vaccinations and why I think that everyone should have children vaccinated if they are medically competent. I agree strongly with all of these because I feel like the pros outweigh the cons, and I feel like I have gave you enough information to make your own judgment about it, but I hope that you can agree as far as the pros and cons go. Now that you've been informed on the negative facts of it, a lot of people want to say, oh, well, vaccinations can cause autism. That's crazy. I mean, if you are that worried about your child having autism, then I mean, you're just giving everybody a reason to not vaccinate their child. So that's all I've got. Thank y'all so much. Do we have any questions?